Hi, my name is Steph and I'm a masochist. I watched Haley Pham's video getting up at 5 a.m. to read and was inspired and thought that I should do the same. What I'm interested in finding out is how much more am I going to be able to read by getting up at 5 a.m. every morning for a week. I don't know why, but 5 a.m. feels like I could be getting up at 1 a.m. It's honestly so early that my cat isn't even up yet. He's sleeping in a cardboard box next to our bed and refuses to leave. I am going to be reading from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. When I need to get ready for work. I'm going to be reading the Love Theoretically, just because I feel like I need something that's really fun and light and easy to digest when my brain is not awake yet. Here goes day one. "6:14. I'm reading for just over an hour. So far I'm on page 60, and what I am getting from this book is that universal healthcare could have saved this girl, our main girl Elsie, a lot of anxiety issues. So she is a theoretical physicist. Apparently theoretical and experimental physicists are like arguing a lot in the literature. She's also a fake dater and a people pleaser, which all began when she was a child and got diabetes, and her parents were like, oh, the easy child now has a problem too. So now she just tries to stay as easy as possible. So she's like kind of a paid girlfriend, and then the older brother of a guy who she's like the girlfriend for is interviewing her the next day for her job. He is an experimental physicist. So obviously there's a little bit of conflict there, and right now we're at the job interview, which is getting very uncomfortable because he's realizing that she lied, because when she's being the fake girlfriend, she's like pretending to be a librarian or something. Funny, the main guy's name is Jack Smith, which sounds like a fake name to me from chapter 1. Before today I've met Jack twice, as in 2 times, one then after another, and they're both stubbornly wedged in my brain, as pleasant as spinach leaves stuffed between molars. Am I just tired, or is that kind of funny? Okay, when the sun comes up, it comes up really fast. It is 7 o'clock and I have downed my almost a liter of coffee. I'm feeling okay. I think the coffee really helped, but I won't be that surprised if I crash halfway through the day. I guess we'll just see. I'm on page 100 and we'll continue tomorrow morning. I feel very rough this morning. I guess it's a really good thing that I have a book that I'm actually kind of enjoying, because I would love to just sleep in. I'm so tired. It's 7 a.m. and I'm on page 230. So I'm gonna probably finish this chapter and then wrap it up for the day. Day 1, I think I was so worried about actually getting up on time that I was awake a little bit before my alarm even went off. But last night I went to bed at like 10, so I should have had like 7 hours of sleep, which is not too bad. I don't know, I could have slept there. I think when I choose my second book, I have to definitely think about what is gonna motivate me to get up. That's been kind of like my big lesson so far. In terms of this book, the funny thing for me about romance is that I only really started reading it in the last year or so, but different scenarios and tropes are interpreted in totally different ways compared to like fantasy or horror. There's this one scene, mild spoilers by the way, I'll put up somewhere here if you want to completely skip, but there is this one scene where she's staying over at his house, her phone has died, they're snowed in, and then she's sleeping in his bedroom, he's on the couch, and she opens and is like snooping his drawer. She opens his side table and finds a picture of her. To me, in any other context other than a romance book, that signals someone is gonna get murdered tonight, and my response would be like, is not gonna be me. And I don't know if anyone is a long-term romance reader, please tell me if this is like new as of like the paranormal explosion in the early 2000s, but everyone is always smelling each other from like across the room. His intoxicating scent hit me. But Ali Hazelwood, she doesn't overdo it in this book necessarily. She really talks a lot about his like superhuman strength and like what a giant man he is. I should probably think about what I want to read for the remaining 2.5 days or 3 days or whatever. Good morning. Just making coffee, and my husband is aggressively lactose intolerant, so we only have oat milk. And I don't really like oat milk in my coffee, but I'm too cheap to buy multiple types of milk to put in my fridge at one time. First world problems. It was way easier to get up today, but partially because my cat has now accepted his new routine and bit me at 4:55. So in some ways I was kind of like looking forward to this because it's just a nice bit of quiet time for me, and I am enjoying this book. I am enjoying this book, so I'm gonna keep reading. I'm still mad at you. Yeah, I am. They're smelling each other now. How does he remember how she smells since last summer? I can't even remember what my dinner smelled like last night. Okay, this timing worked out absolutely perfectly. So it's almost 7 o'clock, which is when I usually stop reading. So I'm gonna just stop reading now. Yeah, Love Theoretically was actually pretty good. It's definitely my favorite Ali Hazelwood book. When I was reading the scenes, I think you can feel the shift from more of like a fan fiction format to more of like a novel, and the way that she weaves everything in and how everything just kind of came together in the end. And I think I just kind of have a preference for this story. So I'm feeling really good about this. I have already read one book and it's only been 3 days. So I should be able to read like 2 extra books a week by getting up so early. I have 2 potential books. I'm going to have a look at both of them this afternoon or evening to try and figure out which I'm feeling. So option 1 is Magnolia Park. This one is about a toxic friendship or relationship. Yeah, I'm not completely sure. I really thought it was more of like a Beatrix Potter kind of book. I don't think it is at all. The other option, which I'm leaning a bit more heavily towards, is Chasm, which is the second book by Stacy McEwan, who is an absolutely hilarious woman I follow on Instagram because she's always kind of making these little reels about turning her husband into a fictional man. It's a fantasy romance where there are creatures called Galatians. They prey on humans that live on this like ledge of ice and snow, and the love interest has wings. That's sums it up pretty much. Moment of appreciation for this gorgeous cover. I'm not sure if reading in this position is going to be very dangerous for me right now, but I guess we're going to find out. Like, oh, this feels very good. Okay, we are back in the chair because yesterday I learned that I cannot be trusted with the couch. I was reading for like 15 minutes and immediately fell asleep, which just kind of felt like one of those contestants on a survivalist show where they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win, I'm so good at this, I do this all the time. And then they tap out as soon as they miss lunch. That's like kind of what I did yesterday. I read 1 chapter of Chasm Sorry, and today, Saturday, so I should have a little bit more time to do some reading. We'll see if I can catch up. I am on chapter 23. It is 7:12, and I'm feeling pretty good about that progress. I'm feeling way more awake today. It's probably got to do with the better sleep the other day. I feel like this book is really well edited. Like, it reads very smoothly. There's not a lot of repetition. Maybe this is unfair, but like certain fantasy romance, I would not say the same. So I'm gonna just keep reading, see how much I can read through. Although I'm on page 135, so maybe not too much more. made it to day 6. Yay! I stopped reading at page 150. That's like chapter 25. And I think I would actually put this book more leaning towards like romantic fantasy. The romance is definitely there, but it isn't like written like a romance book necessarily. There is dual point of view in book 2. I think there might be in book 1 as well. I don't remember. But they have like a little picture to indicate like who it is, because their main character, Dawson, is known for being super competent in like the ice and snow and surviving, and she wields like an axe. When it's her point of view, you get a little axe, but when it's Ryan's point of view, a set of wings. I think if I get to page 250 or 300 today, then we're definitely set. Well, hi. Okay, 657. I definitely made a bit of progress. I'm on chapter 40, which is page 241, which leaves me about 120 pages left for tomorrow. It's a good amount, but I think if I get up early, I'll be able to do it. I'm definitely finding it a lot easier to actually wake up at 5 a.m. and like be out of bed. Not quite as groggy. The last couple of days I've made a lot more effort to go to sleep at a reasonable time. I'm looking forward to wrapping this up. I'm looking forward to giving you my final thoughts on the book and this challenge in general. I have my punk author shirt for inspiration. $6:45 and I only have a few pages left. Damn, okay, I just finished it, and this book was actually a lot better than I expected it to be. It would just be way too spoilery for me to even say a whole lot regarding the plot. I would not have minded if it was even a little bit longer to get to know some of the characters a little bit more, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm really, the ending, damn. I'm looking forward to the last book in this trilogy. My favorite thing about this is probably the world building. Like, it's well written, it's well edited, but there is just such a sharp contrast in the types of environments that we're in. And I feel like the execution and the way that it's described is fairly unique as well. But oh, it feels so good to be done this challenge. It felt like it took so long on some days, probably because I was waking up so much earlier. I had so much more time in the day, but I also wasn't really going to bed a whole lot earlier than I typically do. And I definitely had a bit of that slump in the middle where I was just so freaking tired. Would I do it again? Probably not. I don't think that you necessarily have to be getting up super early to be productive. Like, you have to find something that kind of fits with your lifestyle, and I think 5 a.m. doesn't fit with mine typically day to day, but I'm really glad that I tried it. In total, I read 2 books and 767 pages. I was originally shooting for 2 hours, but I only have from 5 to 7, and most of the time between filming and like making coffee and just becoming alive enough to open a book, I ended up having about like an hour and a half every day, which is around 10 and a half hours and I just feel really good about it. I'm really excited that I was able to read 2 extra books just by getting up at 5 a.m. So if you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you would get up at 5 a.m. to read, if you ever have, if you ever would. And I hope that you have a great day, evening, morning, whatever is ahead of you. Thanks for watching. Bye.